Hello there YouTube, this is P. Farnsworth84. I'm reviewing the CZ75 Compact in .40 Smith & Wesson made by Czeska Zabrożówka. I haven't seen too many videos online for this particular gun, so that's why I wanted to do this. Now I'm kind of sort of a nut and fancy fan here, so don't mind if I borrow his little list here. Let me start talking here. This is a all steel frame. It weighs 38 ounces, which is a little heavy. Too heavy for concealed carry, in my opinion. I have done it, but it's not exactly comfortable. But where that weight does give you an advantage is the fact that it is a .40 caliber, and because of that weight, it's very easy to shoot. It doesn't jump around, and it's really comfortable in hand. The magazine only holds 10 rounds, which is a bit of a downside. The 9mm version holds 15, so I don't see why they couldn't fit a couple more in there. And I have not found any normal capacity mags for this thing. So firepower, not so great. Weight, definitely heavy. Durability and reliability. Well, it's definitely durable. I'll give you that one, definitely. All steel frame. I seriously doubt you're going to wear this thing out. I don't see how, unless you're putting, several hundred thousand, it'll last a couple lifetimes. Reliability is, well, at first it did have sort of an extended break-in period. I'm not sure why exactly, but it all started after I shot MagTech in this thing. So maybe you ought to avoid that one. I don't know. It had some failure to extracts, so I polished the chamber and the rails, and it worked fine afterwards, at least for failure to extracts anyway. There was a problem also with the original factory magazines. Now I bought this in 2004, that was right as it came out, so that might explain why there were a few issues. The nose of the cartridge kept getting stuck on this little magazine catch hole, and what would happen is, the first shot or two may fire, and then it would just fail to feed. I would turn the magazine upside down and shake it, and they would just fall out. At least the ones up here. So that definitely was no good, and that really annoyed the crap out of me. However, I was able to find these. They are Pro Mag, and I know some of you people probably might say nasty things about Pro Mag, but from my experience, these have been completely flawless in here. I have not had a single problem with them. Once I changed from the factory magazines, this thing worked fine, aside for the with the polishing and all. So if you're buying a new version of this, you're probably not going to have that many problems. But since mine was pretty new, I ended up having to work the kinks out of it. Now, this is accurate, and I'm not that great of a shot, but the sights are night sights. They come standard. They're sort of fixed. They have a little thing here so you can adjust them for windage, but that's about it. I haven't fiddled with them. I don't really see the need to. This here's a target. This is at 15 yards, semi-rapid. So, you might say I suck. Well, that's fine for me, for rapid. I'm not, trying for anything, trying to win any competitions here. I would like to see what this thing would do when bench rested, just to see what it's capable of. But I haven't yet, so maybe you'll see a video of me shooting it later. Ergonomics. That is definitely one positive thing about this gun. I don't care if it's heavy or if it's thick. This thing is fantastic to hold and shoot. This little swell here, it just fits my hand perfectly. It's like it was made for me, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why people dig CZs so much. They're just extremely comfortable. The controls are right where you need them, and depending on how you like to carry it, this is a single action, double action design. if you like to carry it condition 2, which I do sometimes, you know, your first shot's going to be double action. It's about 12 pounds, so you know, single action, you know, pretty good. Double action is a little harder, but it's nothing you can't get used to. And the nice thing about this is the fact you cannot put the safety on when the hammer's down. And that is a problem I've seen on some of their guns. Like the Ruger SR9, I do not like its safety. It does not need a manual safety. It's pointless. So this, you know, you're not going to accidentally put it on. And just like a 1911, when it's cocked and locked, it ain't going nowhere. And it's pretty stout. I mean, you know, it's a nice sneaky feel to it. It's good. I like it. The magazine release works very well, and does have ambidextrous safety. Field stripping is not the easiest. This is not a very easy gun to field strip. There are worse, of course, but the main problem is having to hold it in sort of an awkward position. You have to line up these little marks here, and then push on the tab, and you can try doing it with your finger when it's hot, and you can usually get it off, but when it's cold, well, I guess you can do it. Okay, well, you can do it. A little rough on the fingers, but it works. Oh, whoops. Alright, it's easy. See the barrel there. These are the parts I polished here. After that, like I said, after that they work fine. The neat thing about CZs is the fact that the slide rides on the inside of the frame, which they claim helps reduce recoil, and I'd probably have to agree with them. I don't know if that's the only factor, but this is a very nice recoiling gun. Put it back together, it's about as easy. Well, it's actually a lot easier. Line up a little. Come on. There you go. So, after some practice, you can get pretty good at it. It's kind of hard with the camera in front of my face, but you know. Accessories, not easy to find. The CZ75, the standard size, are pretty easy. Even the 2075, Ramey, that's the subcompact version. But this particular model, I don't know what it is, but finding parts for this thing, or, well, parts are okay, but finding accessories like holsters, ridiculous. CZ75 makes a 9mm version, like I said, but it's shaped completely different in the front. So if you go to a website that sells CZ75 compact holsters, you don't know whether they mean the 9 or the 40, unless they specify. And there are some that do, but they're kind of few and far between. So there's no guarantee that the holster you get is going to fit. However, the CZ P01 will fit, because, well, the P01 is the exact same dimensions as the 75 compact and 40. So if you find a holster for the P01, it will fit this thing. Also the P06, I believe that's the alloy version. So it is a few ounces lighter, but the P06 is only 9mm. So if you want to stick with the 40, you're going to have to stick with, you know, the weight. But you can find holsters, just not as easy, and that's one of the downsides. But otherwise, good gun, and I definitely am never going to get rid of this thing. I mean, because it is so comfortable. I mean, that's just what I dig about it. Price, I originally bought this at $450 out the door in 2004. Now it's a few $100, a couple $100 more, maybe $640, $650, depending on where you go. So, not the best value for your money, considering it only holds 10 rounds. There are better options for that, but this is a good home defense gun. You know, with the rail on it. For some reason, I don't know why the 9mm doesn't have one. And if it does, I haven't seen any pictures with one that does have a rail, so maybe I'm just, you know, missing that. But and this is a great range, great fun gun. And like I said, although it did have some problems originally, I worked them out, and CZ fixed their magazines. So, all in that, I love this thing. Very excellent. Thank you all for watching.